Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to it's going to be a pretty abridged match review. It's not really that much to talk about with this one. Of course, Barcelona did get to lift their 27th La Liga title officially, which we've basically been celebrating for like the whole week. So it wasn't really so much of a surprise to see not only the performance but also the result from this game. I just remember like pre-match I was in a group chat and just talking about Barcelona probably going to play like they have a hangover or like they're still drunk and they're going to lose to Sociedad, because obviously Sociedad have been in a pretty good run of form. Actually, I think they're La Liga's most informed team now since, Atleti has had quite a few losses handed to them by the likes of Barcelona and Elche. But it was really the kind of performance that you would have expected, especially without Pedri, without Gavi, who were lacking intensity in the midfield. Kessie didn't do himself much of a favor in this game. I don't know if Xavi or anybody else really looks at this Kessie display with the optimism, to put it that way. We did get to see the likes of Pablo Torre, who personally I'm trying to understand why Xavi didn't start him in this game. So hopefully maybe we get to see him in the next one, or at least before the end of the season. Give this kid 90 minutes, okay, Xavi? What's the worst that could happen? I hear he's pretty good with free kicks as well, and we haven't scored a free kick since Messi left, Xavi. Did you know that? Is this thing on? Xavi, we haven't scored a free kick since Messi left. Pablo Torre scores them in training. So maybe give him a shot. Anywho, goals here was scored by Sociedad either side of halftime. One pretty early on, actually in the first half, by Merino, who became the first player this season to score a goal in open play against FC Barcelona. And that was the second one, of course, which came later on from Alexander Soloth, who all night really gave Koundé a tough time. And you were just thinking, probably, without Araujo there, we don't really have another defender who can handle those big, burly, physical, fast forwards, Christensen didn't really look like he was interested in doing any of that at any point during this game. Anywho, the win, of course, takes Sociedad nowhere. They keep their position in fourth. They do, of course, move back to 5 points clear of Villarreal. Barcelona as well moves to nowhere. They're still top of the table. Of course, waiting to see results from the two Madrid sides and waiting to see if that means that Barcelona is going to finish the season with less of a commanding gap. I don't know. I don't really know what to say here, guys. There wasn't really much to talk about in this game. It never really looked like our players were trying. The only ones who did look like they were trying were De Jong and Dembele and Rafinha during the first half as well, and Lewandowski. Let's give him his credit. He did get his goal because he was trying and because he was having a wrestling match with Lenormand all game long, who I do not understand how that guy did not get a yellow card. Somebody explain that to me. How did Lenormand play 90 minutes and not get booked? And especially since this is the guy who usually gets booked against Barcelona. So it was really... It's that kind of performance, guys. I don't really know what to say here. I don't know what takeaways Xavi has here, other than some of the things we kind of already knew. You can't really rely on certain players like Alonso or like Alba to start in games where you need to be on it, games where you need intensity to be able to close up the opposition, to be able to capitalize on the mistakes that they made. And, generally a match against Real Sociedad, whether you're going to be attacking or you're going to be defending, is going to be about one key thing: transitions. Sociedad will try and hit you on the attacking transitions, so meaning defensively, you need to be solid, for your defensive transitions. Then on the other hand as well, because Sociedad do play a high line, you can catch them out on the ball and you can hit them on those transitions defensively. And in this game, I thought Barcelona were really slow in both transitions. Defensively, we're not getting back into position quickly enough. I think if you look at the Soloth goal as well, it was a bit disappointing when I was watching it and looking at Christensen, because he could have closed down Soloth there. That chance would have been gone, but he didn't. And offensively as well, we didn't take advantage of those transitions when we got the ball off of Real Sociedad, because I thought that the balls into the likes of Lewandowski, likes of Dembele, Rafinha, the guys who can do something with the ball on those offensive transitions. The ball into them was really slow. We're taking too many touches in the midfield. It was taking long to spread that ball out wide. And by the time we were trying to do that, Sociedad would already be back in their shape and just ready to spring forward and try and hit us on the counter, try and hit us with a transition. So that's the kind of match that this was. And Barcelona ultimately lost this game by 2-1 because they didn't handle transitions well, whether offensively or defensively. So moving on from here, what do we have to look forward to? I mean, there's still some matches coming out midweek. I'll flash them like over here or maybe over here. I'll put them on one of these sides just so you know who we're playing next. I know there's a match in midweek. I don't really know who it was against or who it is against because I've been in a bit too much of a celebratory mode, I will admit. And to be quite honest, La Liga is really over. It's been over for a minute and it's been hard to care, which unfortunately is true as well for the players. They're finding it hard to care. You can see that. The only one who does completely still care is Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who I kind of feel sorry for because he's chasing a record, and with the way that, the intensity that I saw from the defenders in particular, the way that we were generally just defending here, I don't see that happening. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, I'm sorry. Probably not going to get your record for least number of goals conceded. It's at 15 goals, right? There's one set by Petr Cech, and right now Barca at 13. So he's only got a margin of error of basically like 1 goal if he has to get that record, 2 if he wants to equal it. So, looking at the fact that, hey, we have to go to Balaidos on the last game of the season, I just don't think that's something that's going to happen. We generally don't do well at Balaidos, okay? Anyway, that's basically that for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section. What did you think of Barcelona's performance? I don't really have any negative, positive things going on because, it's vibes right now, okay? We're just doing this to see out the season and for the vibes. Otherwise, I thank you once again for tuning in. And please do hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 3K. Can we get to 3K subs before the end of this season? That would be so awesome. I would appreciate it so much. Otherwise, like I said, thank you once again for tuning in. Do have a great day. And go and celebrate. Enjoy Barcelona, the champions, okay? Forza Barça. I'm probably like playing Campeones, everything worked out well.